Sipo.
Hi.
Year were you born?
2002.
Hi, Bushe.
Hi.
What year were you born?
2003.
Jay.
What's up?
What year were you born?
1999.
Oh, the things Gen Z does to you for being born pre-2000, my people. You.
Do you remember where you were and what you were doing
I was home on break from boarding school in Zimbabwe when the clock hit midnight, and surprise, surprise, nothing happened. So the world didn't end, go figure. But my English teacher at the time, an Aussie law student, well, she'd actually flown into the country on cheap Y2K flights because nobody wanted to be in the air when the computers were supposed to crash. And now, 26 years later, Miss Nolda, as we called her then, well, she's this big deal emerging technology lawyer trying to put a conscience inside AI. And nowadays, she's happily married with 4 kids and goes by Natasha Blycha. Anyway, I had her on the pod and I asked her this. So thinking back, perhaps looking forward, here now, is this our Y2K moment with everything you're now focused on as a lawyer?
Wish I could say it was, but I don't think it is. Even as you saw with Y2K, that was, a vector of magnitude smaller of complexity than what we're facing with AI. But it still caused enormous policy challenges across the planet. It still caused enormous compliance budgets inside of organizations to prepare for that situation. And this is so much more complicated, so much more geopolitically complicated. And if we said that Y2K didn't happen, it was one day we got to find out. What we're seeing already with AI systems is we're already getting the proof in the pudding that they are working.
So yeah, while I'm decidedly not in camp AGI is coming, I agree with Natasha. The AI situation right now is definitely not giving Y2K. The things are actually happening, colleagues.
China just released another insane AI model update. It's called Kimi K2 by Moonshot, and it can spawn up to 100 AI workers to tackle tasks simultaneously.
I mean, take McKinsey, right? They've cut thousands of jobs. They still got roughly 60,000 people on the books, except a decent chunk of those aren't people. They are AI agents. And here's what my former teacher flagged that I can't stop thinking about. How do you engage an employment contract with an AI agent? Well, you can't. The law just doesn't work like that. You cannot put code in jail. And every AI framework, every policy document, every government declaration says the same thing. We need humans in the loop, they say. Make the human responsible. Well, cool. But if one agent can process 10,000 transactions before you've even had your morning tea, the span of control is gone. The law breaks down at that point. So what does she propose? Smart legal contracts. Real enforceable contracts embedded directly into AI augmented devices. Robotics, vehicles, heck, maybe even washing machines. The contract basically acts as a referee in a whole host of edge device use cases. So machine breaches its own rules, the contract can step in, even stop the device safely. It's like giving code a conscience. And honestly, it's compelling work. But, and I wrote about this in my column, it gets more complicated than that. Because all of this kind of assumes that the legal system we're baking into these machines is, I don't know, fair? It's not fair! That it was designed to protect everyone equally. And for a lot of places, including the country where Natasha and I first met, that was never quite the story. So whose rules get embedded? That's the question, especially when the people writing the next version of those rules are moving really fast. Well, the conversation with Natasha Blycha is on the African Tech Roundup podcast, linked below. She was brilliant. It really is worth your time. And for my after-pod reflections a la op-ed, the article is on africantechroundup.com. I'm Andile Masuku. This is Tech Tides. It's your take.